terrible
leader.
leader and a terrible candidate for prime minister. Interesting. The
Yeah,
the
okay.
Conservative Party don't have
A clear
confidence in their
majority.
prime
It's
minister.
not near clear.
Kobe, just don't
Um,
speak. You just don't speak, Kobe. He'll find a way to make you sound bad.
You need a
Yeah.
ping now.
Right, we've got
Scottish.
Albert P. Grant.
Oh,
Why is
hi,
he
Albert.
deafened? Why is he deafened?
He's just deafened himself.
Have to
One
speak. So
idiot.
he doesn't have to speak now. You need to ping, by the way, Scottish.
Oh, it starts in
yeah,
8
yes,
minutes.
yes, I do, exactly.
You're going to have to be quiet.
Okay, sorry,
a minute.
Combat Corby. You're going back to the audience now.
No, I'll stay quiet. I'll mute.
Oh,
No,
no.
move him, move him.
Okay, so we've got James Lemnos is Labour, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we got Labour Conservative. What are the other parties? There's Lib Dems, and what's the other one?
Well, you say the Lib Dems, but the Lib Dems don't have anyone in their party who is able to speak.
Adam H. Nightingale at this point.
I probably could, to be honest.
There is another party. What's the other party?
The SDP.
Oh, they disappeared though. Okay.
I invited them to speak. They said no.
Interesting.
Okay, we need Lib Dems. I'm going to join the Lib Dem server just quickly. Wait, James Lemnos, are you Beth's brother? Wait, unmute James. Unserver mute James.
Oh, I've got Beth on Snap actually.
I'm actually really interested.
Yo,
Good friend of mine.
So yeah, Beth is my sister.
Oh.
Oh, how was she?
She's fine. I don't know if you guys actually know, but she actually used to date Zeus.
Yeah,
No.
we
You
knew.
what?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
She
just
made it very
joined the
public.
Lib Dem. I've just joined the Lib
What?
Dem
She broke
server.
up. She broke up with Zeus. Did you say?
Yeah, quite recently actually.
Oh, that was the reason for that TikTok that she sent on Snap. Yep, that
What
made
the
sense.
fuck? Why are you talking to my sister?
Yep.
Even I
Yep.
don't have on Snapchat.
Well, anyways,
I don't want to say
Albert
this.
P. Grantham, undeafen yourself now.
He can't hear you.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's deafened. I forgot. Alan, send him a message or something.
I'll spam.
Tell him.
Can someone just please get a Lib Dem? I don't care who it is.
Tried to get a Lib Dem. They insisted
Like
that
I
Badger
there's
don't.
no
Badger
one in
can
their
represent
party
the
who's
Lib
willing
Dems.
to speak.
Wait, Badger can represent the Lib Dems. How about that?
I think that might.
No, he's left. He got scared of the proposal. Right. Why is Matthias very quiet today? It's quite unlike him.
Who am I looking for? There we are. So, okay. So here's my structure. Okay. So we're starting in 5 minutes. Can we please?
Alan, stop speaking to yourself. You're not an old man.
I can't help it. Okay. I'm trying to think.
I can't help it. Oh, people are
So,
screaming. Oh,
once we
people.
start, you can't speak.
Right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this pre-election debate kind of discussion and talk
Why are there
show
only 8
hosted
people?
by me. It was actually quite fun and quite eventful. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Because I know James did. I
really enjoyed it.
Okay, can we get some
You
more?
have, Hunter, did you? Did you actually?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, thank you. What about you, Alan? Do remember that what you answer will affect your job in the future. So, did you enjoy the pre debate talk show that I hosted?
I like how 40 people asked for a thing and then just.
I highly enjoyed our conversation. Some of the points I may not agree with, but it was a brilliant conversation.
Right. So you think it was a shit conversation?
No,
Okay,
no,
you know what? It's fine. No,
I
fine.
like the
I'll
conversation.
note that down for the future when the the rumor actually becomes a reality.
Albert, I
Mr.
want job security right now.
Oh, is Albert undeafened now?
Yeah, he's just
Can he unmute himself? I want to speak to Albert.
Albert.
What the fuck do you want, Sinclair?
Albert, I want job
Right.
security.
You know what? Albert is
Do you
not
know
taking
what- do you know
part in
what
this
lie,
debate,
Your
by the
name's
way.
Sinklage, Arrow. No, I'm talking to Sinklage. Hello, Sinklage.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, Albert P. Grantham. My name is actually not Sing Clutch. It's actually Mr. Clutch. So from here on, you'll refer to me as Mr. Clutch.
Yeah. Right.
Why
So-
is ITV ZUK streaming this?
Alan, shut up.
Right, Albert.
What?
So Albert, what's your current what's your current projection of how many seats the Conservative Party will get?
I still think we're gonna win. The Labour poll, Labour, half of the Labour voters.
Albert, answer the question. The projection.
I think we're gonna win.
And
That's
we're
my prediction.
starting. You need.
You've got 3 minutes. Hurry up.
I want
I
to
think we're
ping
gonna
your
win.
members, by the way.
Where's Liberal Democrats? I'm going
Oh
to.
no,
I think we're
no,
gonna win.
it's
I
a
think
funny
we're gonna
story.
win. And we're gonna win
No,
well.
Yeah, as I said, Dylan, Dylan, leader of the
Yeah.
Democrats.
Yeah.
I messaged him. He said, "Oh, I'm unavailable because I don't use microphone." They said, "I asked, does anyone else in the party use a microphone?" No. So, and then
I
all of
swear
the
I've heard him use mic though.
yeah, it's because he doesn't want to be what
God,
what
if
you
you
did to
told me I
Wagner.
could use that excuse, I would have used it.
Oh,
No, don't bring Adam in, please.
I'm gonna
He's
have
so
to use
annoying.
Adam.
No, don't bring him in. He's so annoying. He won't even do anything. He'll just call Sketchbook a paedophile, and that's about it.
Right, no, right, okay,
How's-
Albert, I meant James, who else is coming so I know, so I can start the rules.
No,
kind of-
we're ready to go because of parties. There's only
This is
4
a-
parties.
Why are there only 8 people in the audience?
Wait, so are we ready to go or not?
Yeah, we should
Oh,
be.
if there's only 8 people, I can
Okay,
say whatever the fuck
right,
I
everyone
want.
mute your mics. I've got to speak for like a minute just so I can set some ground rules, please.
Listen,
Alan and
look,
James too, please. Alan, mute your mic. Right, guys. A few things before we start this second general election
It's
electoral
time.
debate. Who's speaking? Shut up. Right. A few things. Firstly, the community rules still stand, right? If you make sure you just read the regulations before we start quickly. Do not violate the Discord terms of services or community guidelines. Number 2 is irrelevant. Do not initiate personal attacks against other members. This is important, right? I don't care if this is supposed to be a political debate. Anything that's personal, any personal attacks will result in moderation action. Toxicity, don't be, toxic. That's quite obvious.
Wow.
And the rest is also number 8. Do not act to promote political extremism, i.e., anything that happens in real life is irrelevant here. Okay, anything that happens in real life is irrelevant. Everything else seems to be irrelevant to this debate. Also, but you're also all being recorded because of the whole streaming stuff. So just thought I'd warn you in advance. And I'll be your moderator for today. Over to you, Alan.
Nice English. Hi guys, welcome to the electoral debate. We start with
This
a
lively
5
crowd in the audience.
I know this hello 8 people crowd. Squid, just put your hand down. You're not going to get to speak.
I've asked Richard to ping for everyone in their absence.
Oh, Squid, that's
No,
annoying.
don't
So
ping everyone.
now we
Fine,
start
this is fine.
introductions. We're going to start
Fine
with the
introduction.
Labour Party. You have 5 minutes to do an introduction.
Well, I won't bore you guys with a long introduction. I mean, recently the Labour Party has been going through immense amount of reforms, and we are now actually capable of bringing the ZK out of its difficulty and helping it prosper in the future. We formed a cabinet with adept, intelligent, and capable ministers who have been relentlessly preparing for our campaign to government. Our core missions are to support our entrepreneurs and businesses, instill a professional government who can bring the country out of these troubled times previous governments have caused, and rebuild our armed forces to a proficient level as they are currently lacking immensely. It was a short introduction. I really didn't want to bore you guys, but thank you. Pass over.
Now the Conservative Party.
Hi, yeah, I'm Albert. I'm running
Hi.
to be the Prime Minister, and we are running as a new and improved Conservative Party that is ready to take back the challenge of government. Now, we haven't had an easy ride over the past month, but I think that the lessons we've learned during that time are, enough to bring us back into our rightful place as the leading party. Now, I understand that people have like concerns about what went on during Hayden's time. But I bring the values of the former mega minor /
reform the
Albert
cabinet
governments,
with
and they were
adept,
good
intelligent,
governments.
and capable
And
ministers
trust me, we will live by
who have
those
been
values.
relentlessly
And yeah, Labour
preparing for
have
our
very
campaign to government.
inexperienced people in
Our core
positions we
mission
don't. So
was
I
to
think we're the
support our
best people to
entrepreneurs and
lead
businesses,
this country forward during this
instill a professional
phase.
government
Yeah.
who could bring
That's
the
all.
country out of these troubled times, change its
So,
government
any
to
of you want to
reform,
question?
and rebuild our armed forces to a proficient level as they are currently lacking immensely. Let's move on. It was a short
Yeah.
introduction.
So, defense
I
policy,
didn't want
the
to
Labour
bore you
Party.
guys, but thank you. Pass over.
Now, the
So yeah,
Conservative
like I
Party.
said in my introduction,
Yeah, I'm
the
Albert.
current
I'm
state
running
of
to be
the armed
Prime
forces is
Minister, and we are
disgraceful.
running as a new and
I mean, I
improved
myself served as Chief
Conservative
Defence Staff,
Party, that
and
is
when I
ready to
led it,
take back
it
the
was in a
challenge of
far better
government.
state than what it is in now.
We haven't had an
I mean,
easy
currently our
ride over the
largest
past
regiments
month,
are the
but
size
I
of
think that the
platoons,
lessons we've learned during
which
that
just
time
highlights
are,
the poor
enough
leadership and structure
to bring us
implemented
back.
by previous governments. The Labour Party promises to rebuild the British Armed Forces completely, and by creating an officer academy, we'll see that future leaders of our armed forces are competent, capable, and dependable. Moreover, by freezing naval operations temporarily, we can focus on building our army and developing our navy in the background,
The Navy isn't open.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
opening it when the armed forces and country is ready.
It's not.
I yield the rest of my time.
The Navy is not open.
No, not Adam. Thank God.
I did it.
I thought he was going to represent Liberal Democrats.
No,
okay,
he's
Lib
not.
Dems just
And
Alright,
he's
kidding.
never going to represent me.
okay, restart.
Okay. So, by the way, you can like question each other's statements whenever you want.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Conservative Party.
Yeah, hi. We are. I just had to talk about what's on the Labour manifesto, and they want to split the what they call divisions. They want to split the army into divisions. I've got it here: discipline, training and warfare departments. I don't know what that means. I genuinely don't, and I think that's a dumb idea. Yeah, we've got the best ideas for the armed forces. I mean, clearly we do, because they don't even know that the Navy isn't even running at the moment, and they want to freeze it even though it's already technically frozen. So yeah.
Labour want to respond?
Well, yeah, I mean, the manifesto was a little unclear on that department. However, I'd like to point out that the regiments themselves are not going to be closing or anything, forming these departments. I mean, this is just a way that it's going to be managed to ensure that the British Armed Forces is forming efficiently as possible. And these are just some ways, so they'll be checked and balanced properly, on our discipline and how we operate. And it just leans more into our professional side and will just help grow the British Armed Forces as a whole. I hope I was clear in that. I hope Albert got that.
Thank you.
James / Alan, are we bringing Adam up to represent?
No,
Lib Dem?
no,
Yes.
because
Right, I
he's not
need an
official
answer
candidate.
from
He's
one
not
of
an
you.
official candidate, so no.
So I'm going to take it as a no then.
Can you just be a spokesman so Lib Dems actually say something? Because
Okay,
just let Lib Dems say stuff.
Adam, DM the Dylan and then get Dylan to approve it, and I'll let you on.
Yeah, if Dylan says yes, yes.
All right, just
So-
let me know once you've got that approval, Adam. Thank you.
Ministry of Justice, the Labour Party.
I'm sorry, I thought we were still on defence. I mean,
Oh,
the Conservative Party didn't even really make an introduction. I mean, they just sort of spoke about ours. I mean, I get they might not have any policies because they are terrible. But I mean, come on, all right, pick it up.
I'm only doing the righteous thing and criticizing your policies. If you're leading in the polls right now,
I mean, you might not have any policies. I
Yes,
mean,
good.
look,
I mean, we do.
I
If you
mean,
read our manifesto,
you led multiple times,
one at a
and now
time,
we're in an
please. One
interim
at a
government,
time.
which is just terrible. Okay, your policies are
Okay,
clearly
why are
terrible
they
and have
terrible?
led us into. They've led us into some interim
Okay,
government
then new
because they were
policies.
that terrible.
Right.
You couldn't even govern.
That's a lie. I managed to govern quite well actually when I was PM.
Then why are we now?
I don't mean to blow
interim
my own trumpet.
No,
But,
explain why are we now in an interim government if you are governing
because the
so
ones
well?
launched because they were shit.
So you're a prime minister and you couldn't somehow control your own government.
Now, fact check here. I wasn't prime minister. Pirate Hayden was. Now, I actually think he was let down by certain people, but those people that were let down by him have been removed from the party. But the Whigs government was by far worse. They hired. Well, I mean, they're not even here anymore, so I can't be bothered to really say it. But they hired, a transphobic minister for equality, to name just one example of why they were so bad. But yeah, they were monked and they were got rid of because we want to give this country a better, more stable government, and that stable alternative is the Conservative Party.
I mean, there's something called collective responsibility. And I mean, you've just completely slammed all of that into the ground. I mean, you've just thrown your own government, previous government, into the ground.
No, because they're not in the party anymore because I got rid of them because rightfully so.
Your entire
they
government
let us down.
operated as one. Some called collective
They're not in the
responsibility.
government anymore. They were sacked. So I'm allowed to say that they weren't doing that well. But I have made sure that those, faults in the party have been, fixed, and they have been fixed. And if you look at the party now, it's a completely new party with actual competent ministers. I think we've got about like
Let's
three
try
former
and stay
prime
on
ministers in our
defense,
cabinet. That
guys.
is quite the impressive feat and shows how experienced and ready to lead this party is.
I'm on topic.
Yeah, let's stay on defense. So, should we move on?
But justice.
Ministry of Justice, the Labour Party.
Yeah, the Labour Party's priority with the Ministry of Justice is to ensure our judiciary is competent and practiced. We'll accomplish this by assessing them on a full scale. Under a Labour government, the Ministry of Justice will be working very closely with the Home Office and Met, and we will be quickly introducing a reporting system which will help us with prosecuting criminals and maintaining judiciary activity. And by introducing this simple system, preventing crimes and putting criminals behind bars will be much simpler.
Very interesting. The Conservative Party.
Well, obviously we've got our lovely Taz as our Justice Secretary candidate. He is a very experienced bloke in the Justice Department, and I will now talk about some of the policies that we are going to implement into government and
Was that really needed?
Yeah, it was needed, Alan. Ensure legal resources are consistently available to the public, whether through the private sector or public agencies. Ensure a more friendly process whilst preserving the role of qualified barristers, professionals in their field. And see that's some really good sensible policies for justice, because justice is a sensible department and we need to keep it sensible. But of course, it's not going to be. I'm going to say it now. It's not going to be a top priority of this government. There are more pressing things to do, like defence, office, etc., foreign affairs. So, as we have Taz as our Justice Secretary candidate, he will make sure that justice is stable and is doing what they should be doing, which is, getting court cases done. But obviously, we're gonna, keep the whole government and all the departments working just fine. But we're gonna, obviously prioritize some over the others, and justice isn't really on our main priority list at the moment.
So you're telling me that the people can't even be properly represented, and it's not in your priorities.
What? I mean, I think justice takes up like 2% of the population who works there, but no, I never said that it's not going to be well looked after.
So when our citizens are shot on the streets, you're just going to ignore it because it's not one of your priorities.
No, because that technically falls under the Home Office and Justice, and they'll work together on that. But I think if someone was shot on the street, there'd be a bit of a pickle for everyone.
So, should we move on? Listen, unless
let's move on. That was fun.
So this bit is a very interesting part of the group and a very important part, and a lot of people will really want to listen to this. What are your policies and plans for the Home Department? The Labour Party.
Well, I do apologise that our manifesto hasn't been very clear on the Home Office. I mean, our Home Secretary candidate is currently away in Turkey, I believe. So, implementing some policies. We will be implementing tough policies to make sure our streets are safer. Exact details aren't really available at the moment. I do apologise, and I do yield the rest of the time to Albert.
Okay. Conservatives.
I thank the honourable member for giving way. Yeah, I'd like to talk about one of our key policies when it comes to the Home Office because I once heard Vlad, who's in the audience, give us a wave there, hello, talk about immigration. And one of our, I'm pleased to announce that one of our main Home Office policies will be to implement an Immigration Act. And obviously, we'll work with the necessary people to get this done. But I feel like this will be a great addition to the role play of this group, and I really want to see it done. The bill will have a beautiful name. I hope all the people can get behind it, but obviously we'll make sure that it accommodates, all the factors and all the people that obviously run the group and all that. So yeah, I really want to see this done, and I think it would add a really good aspect to the group. And yeah, I can't wait to see that bill in Parliament. That's all I'm gonna say.
Labour, do you wish to respond?
No, I'm ready to move on if you guys are.
Any other comments, Conservatives?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay, foreign policy. The Labour Party.
So our main foreign policy is to form far more alliances, and this also goes hand in hand with our defense policies to expand and make ourselves a more prominent nation in the United Nations. I mean, we won't be
Did you not
threatened
have
by
you didn't have a foreign policy section in the manifesto, did you not?
Go have a read of it. I mean, have you not read it?
Oh wow! Have you seen the political post on the Labour's made? That's quite personal.
Yeah,
That's quite personal.
I think political feeds should be kept to role play and not.
Vlad, can you moderate that
Commonwealth.
shit? That's quite personal.
Yeah, that's really not about
Yeah,
political.
that's a
stuff.
low blow. That is a
Right,
low blow.
right, can we ignore political things and
Right,
focus on
move
the
on.
actual debate, please?
Move on.
Our moderators deal with
Move
that.
on. Okay.
Yes, my train of thought is sort of gone now after that post. I mean,
Okay, Skess.
ouch. But yes, we just want to.
So,
how can I
okay,
put it?
I'll redo the question. Do the Labour have any specific plans they wish to do within the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office?
We just want to maintain and build strong foreign relations and
Thank you, whoever
help our
deleted it.
allies, and also help form relations to help out citizens, and also to do military exercises.
Go. The Conservatives.
I think one reason why I've automatically won the foreign affairs debate is because we have a section of it in our manifesto already, which outlines all the stuff we're gonna do. If Labour, I know they've got, they've got other people. I'm sure Wajubaj is a foreign affairs expert. I'm sure he's got lots of experience in the foreign affairs sector. He could have wrote down a few of his ideas, but he chose not to, and here we are. So we have the section in our manifesto. They don't, and that I think speaks volumes on their care for the Foreign Office.
Well, I
They
mean,
will
the Conservative leader obviously hasn't read our manifesto because, I mean, if he just scrolls just a little bit further, I mean, I get he can't read very well, but it does say Foreign
Okay,
Office
that's
section.
also quite a low blow. I can't lie.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Let's try and keep
Right,
it
you're-
political.
Don't initiate personal attacks on people. He
Yeah,
might be dyslexic.
That's
We don't know.
rule
So,
2. I think.
Yeah, here.
from that, thank you.
Okay, restart.
Oh, wait, Clutch. I had. Sorry. Carry on, Conservative. Labour, whoever was.
But yes, I'd like to reiterate the Conservative leader should just go read our manifesto. I mean, go have a look. Like right now, I mean, I don't want to make any snide comments. I mean, I don't want to make any snide comments, but I think the audience clearly know what I'm thinking, and it's just awful,
Okay,
man.
hang on. I'm looking at it now. Hang on.
Yeah. Wanja
there,
just
mate.
posted it. I'm just looking at it actually.
Well, it wasn't there at the beginning. I know that, because we pointed it out. So they must have rushed that because I genuinely, it was not there. And so the Labour train of idiocy continues.
Okay. So, unless either parties have any more, we'll move on to public questions. Question number 1, I got DM'd by a member of the public. Cats or dogs?
Great
the Labour
question.
Party?
Well, I mean, I can't give an answer on behalf of the Labour Party, but me personally, I prefer rabbits. I've got a rabbit myself, and he's a lovely rabbit, Bugsy. Some of you
The
probably
question,
heard of
the
him because of
question
my
is
sister.
cats or dogs?
I can't give an answer on that. Although I reckon probably the leader could.
Sorry to interrupt just a second. If you have draw attention
Hooray!
to
Time to vote.
announcements.
Come on.
Announcements. The
But
the
Labour as a
Yes,
whole,
yes, okay,
for when you
shush, shush.
finish your motion.
Labour, don't bot it this time. You know you want to, but
Albert,
don't.
shush.
It's another
Heidi,
accusation.
shush.
Please be quiet.
Got it. Okay. So,
Ballots are open. Go vote.
oh God, I'm being DM'd by members of the public a lot now.
Hi
Okay.
guys, the ballots
if-
are open. Go vote
If
now.
if you DM me, I'll tell you them after I've got a list. So the Conservative Party, will you ban terrorism?
Yes. If you know me, you know I'm a hard right leaner when it comes to terrorism. I hate terrorists. So yeah, we will ban terrorism, and it will never ever happen again.
To the Liberal Demo, oh wait, they're not here. The question was, why is the COO of the civil service in your party? Labour, what is your foreign policy, and do you plan on finding us a different United Nations?
Shut up.
To Labour, do you plan on finding us a new United Nations?
I mean, that's something we'd probably decide when we get into office. I mean, we still need to evaluate what's happening with the United Nations. I don't really
Do
have
your
an answer.
homework
It's a
before you
really
try and run for government.
Shush, Albert. Okay.
But I mean, we're gonna try with this United. We're gonna give it a shot. I mean, we have had previous governments who.
Why didn't you make
not
that
really
your
cared.
slogan? We're gonna give it a shot. That's great. That's
Yeah.
so Labour.
Stop
Okay,
interrupting
we'll
during
move.
questions.
Let's
That's
move
also what you
on.
were complaining about.
Okay, Conservative Party, long question. Why is your defence policy based on destroying all the active regiments within the United Kingdom to make new ones? Do you not think this will decrease activity within the military?
No, we don't, because we're gonna completely reform it. We're gonna
So,
get.
so you're planning on, so the rumours are true, you're planning on getting rid of the
No,
parachute
because
regiment
I
for
don't
loose
know.
role?
Well, I don't know who proposed the question. Now it's probably Jonathan Vandra, but
No,
you know,
no, I know
we've
this
got
has
a
been going
we've got
around.
a bold defense plan, and we will work alongside the necessary individuals in order to get BF back on track. It's had some steady activity, but we want to help, push it along and make it the best it can be. And it can be, the best in the business, but we need the right people in the right positions in order to get that, going.
Yeah, he wants to shut everything down to
Uh,
build 3
Okay, well, that's
infantry
not-
regiments
They
and
can
then an
respond to
artillery
this if
regiment.
it is.
okay.
I mean,
No, James, because you're
what a
just
terrible
supposed to be
defense
moderating.
plan. I mean, look, you're just terrible. I mean, come up with something decent. I mean, typical Tory, response behavior.
Okay.
You're gonna get rid of everything to build something that's just even worse.
Okay. Labour Party, if the Conservatives do not win the election and you win, who will you be nominating as Chief of the Defence Staff?
I wonder who that was proposed by.
Have to wait and find out.
I don't think it can't have been because Sin didn't write it. He capitalized the C in chief and none of the rest, which really annoys me. And because it probably was Sin. Worse Sin if you did it, your grammar's terrible. So the Conservative Party, will a Conservative government help defend democracy around the Commonwealth? For example, the Trinidad and Tobago are fighting a military coup.
I gained first-hand experience of fighting for democracy by moderating the event. So we will always stand for freedom and democracy across the Commonwealth, and
But are you going to send troops and assist in countries that are part of the Commonwealth who are suffering?
I think that's a bit complicated, don't you think? I think there's other methods to do that than just sending in troops. I know bring a bit of activity and spark, but I feel like that's just a bit too complicated. And you'd have people like MRT doing all the legal stuff about it, and that take too long.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this.
I'm trying to read this, but the form just kind of stops. James, can you just kind of find out what C10 is? Because I can't read that because it kind of half ends and I can't. Oh no, never mind. I can scroll. So Labour Party. Why has the Labour Health Secretary candidate lied about hiring another CEO? The manifesto of Labour said they would hire a new CEO, but then the candidate states he will give the CEO a chance. If the candidate didn't know about Chase Dev, then shouldn't he be more aware about? Okay, I'll shorten it. In your manifesto, you said you're going to get a CEO for the NHS, but there's already one, and then your health secretary said we'll give him a chance. Honestly, I don't know. There's like 3 questions there.
Well, I mean, we like to give people chances. I mean, people do work very hard for their roles, and we will try to implement our policies in the health sector. But I mean, if this current CEO, is incompetent, then yes, we are more than prepared to replace him or her quickly.
Labour, can you please list 3 of your FCDO policies?
Is he gone?
No, I'm still here. So we'd like
Yes.
to form new alliances within the United Kingdom and which favour the United Kingdom and our interests. We do not plan on closing our borders. Fuck's sake. Yeah, this is a crazy gaff.
And do you want me to just finish it off?
Yeah, let's just move on.
I can finish the thing off from the manifesto.
Yeah, you probably could read off the manifesto. I'm trying to do everything off the top of my head. But I mean, if you guys do want to have a look at the manifesto, I mean, our Shadow Foreign Secretary will be coming out with a statement shortly, just to reiterate our policies and just make things clearer.
Thank you. Albert, this question for you. It could be loaded by the director of one of the largest news firms. So be careful.
Is it James Hunter?
Will you continue on the foundation
me.
built
I
by
don't
the
have access.
Hayden Ministry?
Is it Hayden that's asked this question?
Yeah, probably. Will
No,
you
because
continue the
me,
foundation?
even though Hayden is my child, I feel like me and Hayden have very different styles of leadership. But you know, there are good aspects of the Hayden government. There are bad aspects of the Hayden government. There are good aspects of my government. There are bad aspects of my government. But I feel like if you can get a nice tonic mix of all the good governments and then learn from the mistakes of past governments, and then yeah, obviously. But I wouldn't say I'm gonna like continue Hayden's like government legacy because obviously I'm a different man to Hayden. I think Hayden did quite well for himself, but obviously I'm not Hayden. I have a different style to Hayden.
Interesting.
Yeah, nah, Hayden is my son. Yeah.
Yes.
His style is
Wow.
terrible leadership.
5 more minutes until the
Uh,
end, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll call it.
Wait. We're ending?
Yeah, because we're at the end, we're on the last topic. So 5 more minutes and then we'll call it.
No, but I have loads of questions. I've also people
Oh,
DMing.
okay, then fine. Then you ask them.
Cool. Skip that one. That's boring. Why? Question to the Labour Party by a concerned citizen. Why does your party have no candidates for ministers of state?
Shocking. Resign.
Well, we do actually. Let me just pull up who our candidates are real quick. I don't know if it's been made clear or anything. Just quickly pull that up. So yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. I'll give you a name.
They have a minister for HS2 or had. I feel like that's a really relevant portfolio.
There's secretaries, there's minister for the armed
pulling up-
forces on there.
Yeah, Labour Party cabinet spreadsheet. I mean, you could just have a look.
I've attached it in chat room if anyone wants to read it.
So yeah, here we go. Yeah, first Secretary of State is James M. Hunter.
James M. Hunter, why are you moderating this if you're
Why are you?
political?
Yeah, hang on, James. What the
I
fuck?
spoke anything. I haven't
What's
said
up,
anything.
mate?
First Secretary of State, James, why are you here?
So actually, we do have our cabinet
are
office
biased,
is
you
completely
fucking-
filled.
Have you seen his status? What did you
No,
think?
James lied to my face, and I'm not having that.
Okay, let's.
It's an opinion piece. Shut up.
So you can kind of guess
So
who
actually, no, our
asked this
cabinet office
question
is completely
to the
corrupt.
Labour Party. Why is your cabinet, which has proposed many great offices of state, full of aliens?
Well, I mean, we're all humans. I mean, maybe some of you guys haven't heard of the people in our cabinet. I mean, partly because, the Lib Party's just been reformed and we're filling it up with, like I said in my introduction, capable.
Immigrants. They're
adept
filling it up with
people.
immigrants.
So you may not have heard of people. I mean, I know Albert's been in the UK group for a long time. I mean, we're in BUK together, and James M. Hunt.
Sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, James gone. Wait.
Hey,
So-
have that you
So yeah,
specky
some
git.
people are relatively you might
Just
not
kidding,
have heard
James,
of,
I love you.
but I'm sure they'll do a fantastic job in their posts.
Okay. Question to both parties. What are you going to do to revive the Metropolitan Police Service? And specifically for me, how will you make frontline policing, the regular officers with no guns, more interesting and get people to join that? Labour Party can go first.
Um, wait, please may you repeat that question? I didn't really hear it properly.
What will you do to revive the Metropolitan Police Service?
Well, I mean, it states in our manifesto, we have an entire subsection to reviving the frontline policing. And if anyone does have any queries about that, I'm not going to read off of it. You're more than welcome to go read our manifesto. But I will highlight that the frontline police is the backbone of the Metropolitan Police, and we will be focusing very much so on that. I'll let the Conservative make his point now.
Mr. Albert.
Yeah, the question was on Met, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna help it, yeah. Obviously, we're gonna try and like push recruitment. Get as many people into Met as we can. But obviously, it also depends on how many people are interested. You got to make sure that you have like interesting aspects to policing in order to get
Such
lots of
as?
people involved. Well, I mean, that's not in my jurisdiction. That's in like London updates, and obviously they're gonna come, and then we'll push recruitment for it. But it's up to people's choice at the end of the day. We'll just make sure we get the people involved, and yeah, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful process.
So we've got some joke. Oh, we actually have proper questions.
No, come on, do the joke ones.
Okay.
You can tell I'm not taking this debate seriously, so you might as well just do the joke ones.
Okay. Nurhan, Hafiz, or Zoe? Told you they're good.
I've got a funny story
Right.
about. I've got a funny story about one of them. One of them tried to.
No, we don't want to hear it, Albert.
No,
Nope.
in Roblox High School.
Nope, we're not listening to it.
We're stopping now. Okay.
Right,
let's-
Alan, carry on with the debate, please.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, there are actually things coming through on the form. I didn't realize this would happen. To the Conservative Party, why is voting Tory the best option?
Ah, beautiful. That's a great question. Well, we're obviously the most competent party. If you look at our cabinet, if you look at the experience that our cabinet ministers hold, we will bring stability to government like I did in my last ministry. And yeah, the Labour Party, they aren't ready to govern. They have inexperienced people in their cabinet, apart from James N. Hunter, who I'm very annoyed about joining them. But that's about it. Everyone finds him annoying. So we are the only choice for government, and we will serve the public well in that position, as we have done since April.
Labour Party, why is your party the best option for government?
Well, I mean, contrary to what Albert said, we are capable and ready to govern. And well, we're far better than what these Tories have done since April. I mean, the country has crumbled under their leadership and their governing. And to be quite honest, I mean, looking at the polls, the public are sick of it and they want something different. They want something new, and the Labour Party is willing and capable to give them that and to pull them out of these terrible times brought on by these Tories.
It was really the Whigs, but.
Thank you. To the Labour Party, how will you revive frontline policing? It's inactive and has no motivation for recruits to join it. They have no weapons, so they are constantly being attacked. What will you do to help that?
Well, we will focus on reviving the frontline policing, and like I said earlier, is the backbone of the Met. But that's not the case currently. Uh, what we'll be doing is encouraging more people to join frontline policing instead. Which is supposed to be the face of the Met. Uh, and we'll be slowly introducing policies such as member caps in other divisions like SFO uh, to encourage more people to join frontline policing. Because, I mean, I've been in other UK groups like BUK or ZUK in its early stages, and it was just filled with CTSFO. You never saw any, uh, you know, uh, foot officers, and it was quite embarrassing.
Thank you. To the Labour Party, how are you going to fix, I say that with quotation marks, terrorism?
Well, I mean, you can't really fix terrorism, but we will have uh, things in place to try prevent it. I mean, we're going to really step up on our security service, and our investigations, and you know, trying to trying to prevent terrorism will always be difficult. I mean, no government will be able to, successfully prevent it 100% of the time, but we will try our best. You know, but we will be firm in what we do in preventing it and dealing with it, whether it's fighting these terrorists.
Thank you. So we're going to have one last question from the public. First one to DM me gets it. Oh, okay. So send me your question as well. Don't just send me hi. I need questions. Don't just send me hi.
I guess that's just a quick way to grab your
Okay,
attention.
I've got a,
Party leak DMs. Do not
Okay.
trust them.
I've got a small joke one. McFlurry or fruit bag?
Oh, McFlurry all the way, mate.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
I
go.
would agree.
Plans for the London Fire Brigade? Both of you, plans for the London Fire Brigade?
Yeah, that's a great screenshot, and it proves.
Yeah, I mean, part of having a good land fire brigade also goes part and parcel with having a good development procedures put in place. Having random fires or these accidents in place. I mean, it's got to be done with the development team, and we'll try to implement something for the London Fire Brigade, because let's face it, I mean, no UK has had a successful London Fire Brigade except for Tobias's, but that was back in 2017. I yield the rest of my time.
Yep. Conservative, or did you already go?
What was the
Albert.
question? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Trying to
Plans
focus
for
on
the London Fire Brigade?
plans for the London Fire Brigade. Oh, I'm glad you asked. I think we have an entire section about it. We do. In London, obviously, we're gonna help the London Fire Brigade as much as we can. During our time in government, I think LFB was one of the most active parts of the Home Office. If you want to read more about LFB, there's a little section in the Home Office manifesto. But obviously,
Thank you.
during me and Eddie's time, and when 4K DVM was Home Secretary, was one of the most active in the Home Office. So hopefully we can bring it back to the level it was.
Thank you, Albert.
You're
To the
welcome.
Labour Party, since the original copy of your manifesto didn't include the FCDO, How can they progress it properly when they forgot about it?
Well, I mean, the ministers will write our part separately, and I guess some of them, you know, may have had more important things to do. Like, I mean, for example, I'm in my year 13 of A levels, and I've got huge pieces of coursework to do. So, you know, we've got to prioritize what we do. And to be honest, our real lives do come first. And dedicating time to Roblox is a luxury. But we, you know, we did get our foreign policies out there. They may not have been clear, but the foreign secretary will be coming out with statements of his policies shortly, just to make it clearer.
Thank you. Now, to the Labour Party, I'm extremely sorry. These are all they seem to be coming from a certain party. You failed as opposition for ages. What will make you a good government?
Well, I said this at the start in my introduction. I mean, we have gone through a huge amount of reforms, and I mean, what we only had like
What
three or
happened
so.
to your only good party leader?
I mean, well, the moderation team banned him because apparently he is an alt account. Completely false, by the way. He is not an alt
Who
account.
is it going to be? Little Dragon? I don't understand that.
Sorry, that interruption just made me lose my train
Sorry.
of thought. What was the question again?
If you failed as opposition, how are you going to succeed as government?
Well, yeah, I really did lose my train of thought. I mean, part of being in opposition is to present yourself as a government in waiting. And the Labour Party has gone through immense reforms recently to build ourselves back up. You know, we had Harold who came in and, you know, spearheaded those reforms, and then he was banned by the moderation team, who were probably influenced by the Tory politicians, you know, just trying to do some political attacks, you know, to try shut down the Labour Party. I mean, but thankfully we've had Badger take over, and he has continued what Harold's doing in preparing the Labour Party for governing.
Thank you. Now, I will. Okay, one last question.
Can I wait? Hang on. Can you know the question about like Labour's ready for government and all that?
Yes.
Just like to say, I think barely any of them have cabinet experience, and they'd be learning on the job. We wouldn't be learning on the job, so take that as you.
Okay. Now, last proper question, and then I'll leave you guys as a discussion so I can go and stop talking. What are your plans for the House of Commons? How will you make that active? Will you have committees? What, and if so, what will they do? Will they have a purpose?
Well, yes, I intend on setting up committees. I mean, I presume you guys actually all know what committees are. And, you know, what we'll be pushing through the House of Commons will correspond with our government policies. You know, I also want to. There's also a bit of legislation that I've always found slightly unclear in real life, and it's never really had any purpose in Roblox. However, it's quite important. It's known as the Parliament Act, and you know when you have the Lords who usually aren't, you know, compromising, you have a 1 year time period where, you know, if parliamentary ping pong keeps going on, it will automatically go through after 1 year. And I want to push through my first uh, piece of legislation and bill I'm going to push through Parliament is to, you know, set out a time, you know, install that into our legislation constitution. So, you know, whether I'm sort of muffling on a bit, but I think you guys have got the picture of it. I want to, you know, improve our Parliament experience and just to also make it a bit more realistic. Whether that's
Thank you, Labour.
Hello, Alan.
Yes, hello, Albert.
Right. Okay. So we've got a few basic plans for the House of Commons, but they will be effective plans. So we want to introduce new standing orders because the current ones do not work for Roblox, and yeah, we wanna change that. We want to make it more.
Will you be consulting the clerks on that?
Obviously, Alan, we would never do it without the clerk's consent.
Oh, good. Also, please
And
don't
we
get
want to
rid of the
establish.
one that lets
We
me
don't.
adjourn.
We don't want to go mad with the committees. So we're just gonna establish the backbench business committee, just so we can get that out of the way. I don't think we'll go mad on committees because there was a few development issues last time. So we won't be on your
Okay,
authority on that.
thank you guys. Thank you for that brilliant debate. It's time to end. Now I'll leave you with a
Yes.
thinking point. Who would host the best 10 Downing Street parties? Good night.
Me. Oh, is that it?
I wish
Yeah.
we could test to see if we could.
Right.
Be me.
Is that it then? Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, thanks for joining, guys, and thanks everyone for coming to the debate. Hope you enjoyed it.
You waffle,
And,
I love